Hi, my name is Lauren Bateman and I'm the owner of LB Music School. And I was asked to make this quick video by one of my admins after she heard me discussing practice with a parent. Their 8-year-old daughter wasn't quite practicing as much as they, I guess, were hoping or had expected her to practice. She's 8 years old. And we kind of had like a serious heart to heart conversation that I have with a lot of parents, it seems. And that's basically that we need to somewhat lower our expectations for practice. And I know I'm probably much different on my beliefs of practice versus some other teachers, but a very, very helpful point that I tell my parents is stop thinking about practice in terms of length of time. Your 5-year-old is not going to sit down for 30 minutes to practice Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. One, it's not going to be fun. It's going to be torture for both of you. And two, it's just not going to happen. I mean, I wouldn't even do that. I'm a professional musician. But I tell parents, instead of asking, your child to practice for 15 minutes, ask them instead, can you practice Twinkle Twinkle Little Star 4 times and then you're done? So if that practice session takes 1 minute, your child's practice is 1 minute long. Now, as they get further and further with the instrument, these songs will get more complex and will require a longer length of time. But let that happen over time. I find a lot of times that parents in the beginning set the bar too high. And I believe in having great expectations and having your child do things. My mom used to, sit me down with a timer for 30 minutes at the piano, and I had to sit at the piano for 30 minutes. Don't think you have to go that extreme. One, we want students to develop their own sense of appreciation for music. Sometimes forcing it on them in the beginning can be hard. And there's a lot of times, kids don't want to go to school. And we still make them go to school because we know in the long run it's good for them. We enroll so many adult students later in life that said, I took music when I was little and I wish that I hadn't given it up because now I'm an adult and I have to find the time to learn it as an adult. So that's something important to keep in mind when you're talking about practice with your child. It totally changes the psychology when you go from length of time versus number of times. I see it a lot in lessons when I sit in with young students and ask a child to play a song for 5 minutes. Every 2 seconds they're looking up at the clock. Was it 5 minutes yet? Was it 5 minutes yet? Ask a child to play something 5 times in a row, and not once will they look at that clock. I've done it a number of times, maybe a couple times they looked at the clock. But if I've told a child, play this 5 times, they will go through and be like, I did 5 times, am I done now? It kind of makes it more into a game versus a length of time. So I hope you guys find this helpful and creating some structured practice time for your students. We do want students to practice as much as possible, but it doesn't have to be a half hour. It doesn't have to be an hour, especially if your child is only 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. I tell parents a lot of times, unless your child really, really is loving it and eating it up, don't have them practice any more than their age. And if they're 5 or 6, they really shouldn't be practicing much at all. It's more about them developing an appreciation for the instrument so that they stick with it long term and actually get some real long term benefits and results from their music lessons. Thanks so much.